The resilience of the human spirit is truly astounding, often tested in the most unimaginable ways. In this video, you'll embark on a journey through 10 extraordinary survival stories that defy belief and challenge our understanding of human endurance. From surviving plane crashes and bear attacks to overcoming deadly diseases and natural disasters, these tales highlight not only physical resilience, but also the remarkable mental and emotional strength required to overcome the unimaginable. Each story is a testament to the unbreakable will to live, offering a unique perspective on what it means to confront and conquer the impossible. Stay with us as we delve into these gripping narratives, each more astonishing than the last, and prepare to be inspired by the incredible capacity for survival that lies within us all. For more in-depth details on each of these stories, links to the cases will be available in the video description. Let's get started. 1. Julian Kupska, The Fall from the Sky. On Christmas Eve in 1971, 17-year-old Julian Kupski boarded a commercial flight with her mother from Lima, Peru to Pucallpa. During the flight, the plane was struck by lightning during a thunderstorm, causing it to disintegrate in mid-air at nearly 10,000 feet. Miraculously, Julian, still strapped to her seat, survived the free fall into the Amazon jungle. Despite suffering a broken collarbone, leg wounds, and a swollen eye, Julian began to trek through the dense jungle, using basic survival skills she had learned from her parents, both biologists. After 11 days, she was found by lumberjacks who took her to a hospital. Her story was documented in the film Wings of Hope by Werner Herzog, who had also planned to take the same flight. 2. Hugh Glass, The Legacy of the Revenant. In 1823, during a fur trading expedition in South Dakota, hunter Hugh Glass was brutally attacked by a grizzly bear. Severely injured with multiple fractures and open wounds, Glass was abandoned by his companions, who assumed he would not survive. However, Glass refused to die. He improvised a stretcher from branches and began to crawl towards Fort Kiowa, over 200 miles away. During his journey, he subsisted on berries and roots and allowed maggots to eat the dead tissue from his wounds to prevent gangrene. After 6 weeks of struggle, he reached the fort, where he received medical attention. His story of extreme endurance was made into the film The Revenant, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. 3. The Miracles of the Andes. On October 13, 1972, a plane carrying 45 people, including members of the Old Christians rugby team from Uruguay, crashed in the Andes. Of the passengers, 29 survived the initial impact. However, they faced extreme conditions at 11,500 feet altitude, with inadequate shelter and freezing temperatures. As their food supplies dwindled, the survivors resorted to cannibalism, consuming the bodies of the deceased to stay alive. After 72 days, Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa embarked on an epic trek across the mountains to seek help. They eventually encountered a Chilean shepherd, leading to the rescue of the remaining 16 survivors. Their story was immortalized in the book and movie Alive. 4. Jana Giza, survivor of rabies. In 2004, 15-year-old Jana Giza was bitten by a bat while attending a church service in Wisconsin. Initially, she did not seek medical attention, but a few weeks later, she began to experience symptoms of rabies, a disease that is almost always fatal once symptoms appear. However, doctors at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin implemented an experimental protocol that induced a medical coma and administered a combination of antiviral drugs. Incredibly, Jana made a full recovery, becoming the first known person to survive rabies without receiving the vaccine immediately after exposure. 5. Gabrielle Giffords, recovery from a gunshot to the head. On January 8, 2011, U.S. Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was shot in the head during a public event in Tucson, Arizona. The bullet passed through her brain from one side to the other. Doctors performed emergency surgery to save her life, which included removing part of her skull to relieve brain pressure. Against all odds, Giffords not only survived, but has made a remarkable recovery. She has worked intensively on her rehabilitation, partially regaining her ability to speak and move, and has continued to be an active voice in politics and gun control advocacy. 6. Ada Blackjack, surviving in Siberia. In 1921, 25-year-old Inupiat woman Ada Blackjack was hired as a cook and seamstress for an expedition to Wrangel Island in the Arctic, led by Canadian explorer Vilhjalmur Stephenson. The expedition, composed of 4 men besides Ada, quickly faced difficulties due to a lack of food and extreme conditions. After 3 men disappeared on a hunting mission and the 4th died of scurvy, Ada was left alone. For 2 years, she survived by hunting seals and enduring sub-zero temperatures until she was finally rescued. Her story is a testament to her incredible strength and survival skills. 7. Roy Sullivan, the man who survived. 7 lightning strikes. Roy Sullivan, a park ranger at Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, holds the world record for being struck by lightning the most times and surviving. Between 1942 and 1977, Roy was struck by lightning on 7 different occasions, suffering multiple burns and injuries. Despite these close encounters with death, he always survived. His case is a remarkable example of physical resilience and possibly a challenging twist of fate. Sullivan's encounters with lightning were both bizarre and terrifying, from being struck inside a fire lookout tower to being hit while driving a truck. Each strike left him with a new scar, yet he continued to patrol the park with unwavering dedication. Nicknamed the Human Lightning Rod, Sullivan's story not only highlights his extraordinary luck, or lack thereof, but also raises intriguing questions about the mysteries of nature and the human body's incredible ability to endure repeated trauma. Roy's life, marked by these extraordinary events, remains a testament to the unpredictable and often awe-inspiring resilience of the human spirit. 8. Kaylee Hardrig, the girl who survived a brain-eating amoeba. In 2013, 12-year-old Kaylee Hardrig contracted Naegleria fowleri, an amoeba that destroys brain tissue after swimming in a water park in Arkansas. The infection, known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, is almost always fatal. However, thanks to aggressive treatment that included an experimental drug and a combination of antibiotics and antifungals, Kaylee became one of the few people to survive this devastating disease. Her case has contributed to research and development of more effective treatments for future infections. 9. The case of awakenings, revived catatonic patients. In the 1960s, neurologist Oliver Sacks treated catatonic patients with encephalitis lethargica using the experimental drug L-DOPA. These patients had been in a comatose state for decades, unresponsive to external stimuli. The administration of L-DOPA resulted in astonishing recoveries for many of them, allowing them to re-engage with the outside world. However, the effects of the drug were not permanent, and many patients eventually returned to their catatonic state. The story of these patients was popularized in Sacks's book, Awakenings, and the film of the same name starring Robin Williams and Robert De Niro. 10. The power of positive thinking in cancer survival. Numerous studies have shown that a positive attitude can play a crucial role in recovering from serious illnesses. A notable example is a patient with advanced stage cancer who has survived for more than 30 years, always maintaining an optimistic and fighting spirit. While medical science does not fully understand how mental state influences physical health, these cases suggest that optimism and determination can significantly impact the fight against life-threatening diseases. These survival stories are a testament to the incredible resilience of the human spirit. They remind us that even in the most desperate situations, the will to live and the ability to adapt can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. If you find these extraordinary cases fascinating, don't miss our video about Noah Wall, a child who defied all odds by being born with less than 2% of his brain and whose story of overcoming challenges is truly inspiring. Click here to watch and learn more about the incredible capacity of the human brain to adapt and grow.